welcome back. I know it's been forever, 10 months to be exact, since you've seen my face in a video on YouTube. And I'm really sorry about that. I'm the worst, but that's okay. Anyways, so today I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys kind of my collection of notes from last semester. So the most recent video that I put up, technically the only recent video I've put up, was how to take notes on a tablet. That doesn't negate the fact that I'm still a big fan of paper notes, I'm still a big fan of handwriting things out, all of that good stuff. This past semester I took things like thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, what else did I take? I took DiffEq, there was one more. Oh, material science. So I'm actually going to show you all of my notes from those classes. This is my bin of notes. So what I have going on is each class has a binder, so you'll count 4 binders. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4 textbooks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, thermo is probably the biggest one. That's thermo. And then DiffEq is hands down the smallest one, and that was just a major failing on my part. Like, this is just out of pathetic, Sam. Get your life together. Math's not my thing. I'm an engineer, but math is still not my thing. Like, I'm not a mathematician, I'm an engineer. Is this like awkward, like me like hovering over this bin? My 3 engineering classes, the professors actually all provided handouts. I'm gonna get this out of my face now. But so the really unique thing that all of my professors had going on this past semester was that they all had handouts. There were different kinds of handouts. So for fluids, okay, well first of all, in fluids, I started off writing things on engineering paper. At the beginning of the semester, I had an aversion to handouts. I'm still not quite sure why. Like, no, it was strange. I'm strange. I just wrote in black pen on engineering paper. But he'd give us, it was a PDF, and it was 2 slides per page. And so you can kind of see, I went through and like I made little markings. There we go. I started using colorful pens. You can tell a lot better where you write stuff on handouts if you use colors. Novel concept. Why did I not think of that sooner? I have the 3 binders, right? And I have 3 different types of lecture slides, sort of. The difference is fluids, he would give us part of the information. And he would he'd go off of the information on the slides and go more in depth, and then you could feel free to go more in depth in your notes on the handouts. Matt Sci, he didn't really stick to the slides. The slides are just kind of there, but like what he said related to the slides, like it made sense. But there's a lot more writing in the columns of my Matt Sci slides. Thermo, he left blanks in it, like specifically for you to like fill in the blanks kind of thing, but then there was also like space for you to write out solutions to example problems. I should have thought more about how I was going to do this video before I started filming. We're just going to go class by class, and I'm just going to kind of flip you through my binders. Oh, yes, okay, so all of my classes are color-coded. Each one gets a different color in my planner, each one gets a different color binder. I do get all my binders at Staples. I like these because they're like rubber on all the edges where things usually get beat up, and they come in fun colors. Oh, the best thing about these binders, this little nifty thing. There's like a big stack of papers in here that I'm too lazy to hole punch and put over here, but I finally went through this big stack of paper and put it over here where it belongs. I really like this pocket, it's super fun. So you should pick these up from Staples. The binders that I use have pockets, mostly because I like to stick, like this is our formula sheet. This is, how many pages? Like 16 pages. 16, right? Yeah, 16 pages of formulas. Anyway, so I usually stick any formula sheets handed out to me in this little front bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna count. I have 5 dividers. So the first section is always my notes. There's probably a better way for me to hold this. I don't really know what it is. So I started off with this grand idea that I was gonna put little tabbies on each new set of notes, and that just ran out of tabbies, honestly. Like, don't do it. You're gonna use all the tabs in the world. So this first section, I'm gonna show you just how big this section is. These are all of our class notes from the entire year. And I don't know if you can tell, but like there's like engineering paper sprinkled in amongst the handouts. That's because those are the days I forgot to print the slides. And they're all in chronological order. So this is all my class notes, all the handouts, all of the engineering paper, all in one section. That's a fat section. The next section is my exams. Yay! We're not going to talk about my exam scores and fluids. After each exam in our discussion section, we would go over the exam question by question. And so any question that I didn't get full points on, I would write the solution down. That's my exam section. I never picked up my final. Next we have homework. So this is homework. All in engineering paper. We had to write our discussion section, our name, all that good stuff. This section's the discussion, so all the notes from my discussion section. Really in discussion we just went over example problems. And then the very last section is we had random attendance quizzes, and usually there's a question, like this one was, how's the IRS going to treat you this year? And I don't know, but I have Hufflepuff written on that page, so I don't know what that says. So that's fluids. Moving on to thermo. We were allowed to use all of our notes on the exams. Open textbook, open notebook, open whatever. Not open neighbor and not open electronic device. But anything that you could carry into the room yourself, like in your hands. He did make the stipulation you couldn't roll it in on a cart because he had one kid do that one year apparently. I'm gonna show you my favorite thing in all existence. So, what is this? Moleskin. It's in packs of 3. Because it was open note, I didn't want to have to sort through this mess on my exam. And it was open textbook, so you know, add this to this, a lot of stuff to sort through on an exam when you're already stressing because, you know, it's an exam and exams kind of suck. I got this bright idea that I was going to take this thing and kind of like consolidate everything, and so that's what I did. So what I did was I wrote in black and then I would box like conversion factors or equations in green because thermo's green, so I used green. This was so helpful, oh my gosh. I have this broken up by exam. I would kind of summarize all of the class notes in the beginning. The next section would be all the example problems. That way I didn't have to keep flipping through all the lecture slides, that all the examples were in one place. And then after that were all the homework assignments. So if you have an open, like a professor who lets you have an open notebook, open textbook exam, I would highly suggest attempting to consolidate it into something little that's easier to maneuver through and easier to navigate. I apparently started this one with homework. So my first homework assignment in thermo was an English assignment, essentially. So that's all my thermo homework for the semester. We move on into exams. This is when we get into the notes. And as you can see, I started off with the tabs here too. I started off on engineering paper like I did in fluids, but I'm gonna show you how much paper this used. This is all double-sided, 2 slides per page. Welcome to engineering. It's really up to you however you want to organize these. I organized my papers by type. Some of my friends actually organized by, like, this is the exam that this corresponds to. So it's really whatever works for you, whatever you want to do, whatever is your jam, you know. Okay, moving on to math side. So starting off, this is the one where the handouts were strange, where he like went off on weird tangents. I'm gonna flip through and I'm gonna find the best page. Okay, so this is before I got into the color. I don't know if you can tell what all on here is handwritten, but it's all of it. Just kept talking and talking and talking about this one slide, and so there's just more information to keep putting on it over and over again. Okay, so first section is class notes, and then quizzes. We had quizzes, God, all the time. Then I go into exams. Now this is just the entire key section. The quiz keys are in here too. So he would give, he'd post the keys to the exams and the quizzes online afterwards, so I had all of those in here. This is all my practice quizzes, and then the next one is all my practice exams. Hey, I spilled coffee on that. The last bit, this is labs. We did like 5 throughout the semester. You had a handout that you went into the lab with, and we did turn in like a formal lab report, but it was usually a group report, so I somehow managed to not get a single one of them back. So it's really all I have for you guys in terms of my like paper notes and how I organize them and all that stuff. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, or you want to see like maybe an in-depth text post or something, just hit me up and let me know. So if you have any suggestions or questions or anything like that, feel free to contact me. If this is your first time hanging out here on Statics and Stationery, go ahead and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, I am still on Tumblr. So go ahead and follow me there as well. Go ahead and stay tuned for some more videos to come up. I'm going to be doing lecture notes on a tablet. I'm also going to be doing how to make some door decks. I'm not really quite sure what else I'm going to end up doing, but just stay tuned because I'm really excited to actually be around and be active this school year. And I'll see you guys around.